You may be using too much compression. Here's the thing, you may also not be using any at all. Here's what happened with me. When I first started creating music and recording music, I didn't know about compression. I didn't know what a compressor was or how to use it. Here's what it is simply a way to level out your tracks. What a compressor does is it raises up the overall volume, but it pushes down the peak. So you don't get a lot of dynamic range. You get your volume boosted and leveled out. It's great to use for vocals and guitars where you've got some loud bits and some quiet bits, and you want to make sure that they're all level. But here's the thing, like most things, when you learn a cool new trick or learn a cool new plugin, you tend to overuse it. So I went from using no compression to using far too much compression. And here's the advice I'm going to give you in this tip. That is to learn how to overcompress. So really learn what happens when you crush it with a compressor. A compressor has a couple of key settings. It has ratio and it has the threshold. So dial that ratio up, push that threshold down until you can hear that real wall of sound. And you can hear what it's like when you get that pumping, when you get that sound of overcompression. And then start bringing it down, because otherwise what we tend to do is we're like, we need that a bit louder. We need it a bit louder. And you're slowly pushing the compressor up to the point where you're crushing your mix. You've got no dynamic range and you're putting too much compression on. So the best way to learn this, in my view, is to learn what doesn't work for you, really push it to the limit, learn what's not right to do or what doesn't sound good for your mix, and then dial it on back. And you may even learn that sometimes for some instruments, you do need to crush them. You do like that sound where you really push it to the extreme. So maybe you're not using enough. But like most things, once you learn it, learn how to use it, experiment with it, trial and error, see what works for you. There's no right and wrong when it comes to music. Use your compressor, but use it wisely.